Hey guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a weekly cryptocurrency update. We're going to be going over all of the big pieces of news that happened in the past week, and then we're going to be taking a look at some of the specific prices for some of my favorite coins. Of course, if you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, join the Discord channel, follow me on Twitter, and remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. So let's get into the video. Now, the first big thing to note is that most cryptocurrencies are doing very well. As we can see, both Bitcoin and Ethereum are up considerably on the week. Bitcoin is up roughly 11.5% on the week, Ethereum is up roughly 7.5% on the week, and this does show that the crypto market is doing more or less pretty well. As we can see, the total market capitalization of the crypto market is 2.5 trillion, and this is back at the old all-time highs that we were at in May. So it is great to see crypto going very well and all of these cryptocurrencies pushing back up toward their old all-time highs. Overall, I am quite bullish on this and it is looking quite good. Now, there was one big bit of news that a lot of investors were looking at in the past week. In fact, this really was the main piece of news. Essentially, the main big piece of news is that it looks like a Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved. As we can see right here, the SEC made a tweet. They said, before investing in a fund that holds Bitcoin futures contracts, make sure you carefully weigh the potential risks and benefits. And it really does look like that in October or November, the SEC is going to approve a Bitcoin futures ETF. Of course, a lot of people are really excited about a Bitcoin ETF, and a lot of people are buying Bitcoin in anticipation. Now, the important thing to note here is that the SEC are saying it's going to be a Bitcoin futures ETF. Now, a Bitcoin futures ETF is essentially made to track the price of Bitcoin through buying contracts on the price of Bitcoin. You don't actually buy the actual Bitcoin itself. As a direct result, this means that this ETF doesn't have a big price impact over the price of Bitcoin. If it were a normal spot ETF, the more people that buy into the ETF, the more Bitcoin that is bought by the ETF, and therefore the more Bitcoin goes up. Of course, a futures ETF works a little bit differently because the more people that buy the futures Bitcoin ETF, it doesn't actually impact the price that much as it just tracks the price of Bitcoin through contracts. So this is something important to note. However, a Bitcoin ETF being approved in the next couple of months shows that a spot Bitcoin ETF will probably be approved after, and this should propel the price forward. Now, this is bullish for the entire crypto market as it tends to follow that when Bitcoin moves, all of the other coins will follow Bitcoin over the preceding couple of months. A rising tide should lift all boats. And hopefully ETFs are going to be approved for Ethereum and other coins in the next couple of months. As we can see, upon the approval of the Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin has started skyrocketing. It's bounced directly off the bull market support band and it's very close to breaking its old all-time highs. As we can see, we're only about 4% away from Bitcoin's old all-time highs, and I do think it's very likely that we are going to smash through those all-time highs. Now, another interesting thing to note is that Bitcoin has bounced directly off its bull market support band and is continuing upwards. Now, a couple of weekly reviews ago, I said that I do believe that Ethereum is going to directly bounce off the bull market support band. And as we can see, Ethereum has came back down to the bull market support band, tested it, and it does seem to be finally bouncing back off it, just as we expected. Now, one of the important things that I want to note is that I'm essentially predicting on two scenarios playing out. The first scenario is that I do believe Ethereum is going to bounce off this bull market support band and just continue upwards. I really do think that it's possible that Ethereum can make a run up to $10,000 before Ethereum 2.0, and I do believe this is the most likely scenario. Now, the next scenario is that Ethereum gets rejected from its old all-time highs and comes back down. I can see a world where Ethereum just continues to trade sideways. It comes back down a little bit, trades sideways, and then continues on and eventually goes up. Now, I can't see Ethereum going anywhere below the $2,000 mark or the $1,500 mark at the very minimum. Now, the reason for this is because I do believe Ethereum is very fundamentally strong, and I wouldn't be too surprised if it had a bit more time trading sideways. As we can see, there is evidence of this happening in the past, where all the way back in 2017, Ethereum had these long sideways trades. We can see from 2016 to 2017, ETH just traded sideways, and then in the middle of the bull market, it also had a bit of time trading sideways. So this is a possibility, however, I don't think it's as likely. Anyway, if Ethereum bounces back and goes all the way up to $10,000, or if Ethereum gets rejected and continues to trade sideways, my plan does not change. And this is because my plan is to continue dollar cost averaging into Ethereum every single week. If Ethereum goes down, I'll buy a bit more Ethereum at cheaper, and it will eventually go to $10,000 and eventually $100,000. Or if Ethereum goes up, then I'll just sit on my gains and continue to buy Ethereum as it goes up. So I am happy either way. Now, the other possible alternative is that Ethereum goes up a little bit and then comes crashing back down into a multi-year bear market and drops 90%. Now, I think this has a near 0% chance of happening, and overall, I don't see the old bull markets and the old bear markets playing out in the same way. Overall, I really don't believe that Ethereum will enter another multi-year bear market, and this is because of its unbelievably strong fundamentals. I do think that we are seeing a nice double top on the weekly time frame here, and hopefully, if we can see Ethereum break out from here, it just needs to break out from these candles, we can see it go a lot higher. It really does look like there's a double top right here, and if Ethereum can just finally break out, I think it's going to be unbelievably bullish for Ethereum. I can see it going all the way up to that $10,000 mark before Ethereum 2.0. However, this is just a prediction, and of course predictions can be wrong. Of course, there are some other YouTubers that give tons and tons of predictions and they continuously get them wrong. One person that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is BitBoy, where he keeps giving a prediction every 2 weeks, and his prediction is eventually proven completely wrong. So when I make a prediction, I do want to give a more macro prediction that could be wrong and is a little bit general. Anyway, the last coin that I do want to take a look at is Chainlink, and as we can see, Chainlink is kind of doing a similar thing to Ethereum right now. Chainlink has came back down, it's testing the bull market support band right now, and I do believe that it can eventually break out. Now, one of the important things that I want to note is generally when both Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving, it is a bit difficult for the altcoins to move. So what I would expect is I would expect Bitcoin and Ethereum to move first. I'd expect them both to go very well over the next month or so, and then when both of these bigger coins start stabilizing, the altcoins should run. So I do think that Chainlink's valuation against Bitcoin and Ethereum could bleed over the next month or so, especially with the hype of an ETF. However, when we do see Bitcoin and Ethereum finally start stabilizing at higher prices, perhaps it's 100,000 for Bitcoin and 10,000 for Ethereum, or perhaps it's about 6,000 for Ethereum and 80,000 for Bitcoin. If we see them hang around those prices for a while, Chainlink will start to run. And I really do believe that Chainlink has a very good run in it. Chainlink does look like it is set up for another run, and I am expecting one of these. As we can see throughout history, Chainlink has these long periods of trading sideways, and then it has a huge boom upwards and continues to repeat the same thing. Of course, in the past year or so, Chainlink has had a pretty long period of trading sideways, and I do think eventually Chainlink is going to see one of these big booms as it has seen before, and I do believe that the conditions for this happen need to be Ethereum and Bitcoin going up a fair bit, hanging around at those higher levels, and then getting ready for Chainlink to start pushing up. So I am predicting that Chainlink can push up a lot higher by the end of the year. However, I do think we do need to see some action from both Bitcoin and Ethereum first, because this is what has happened historically. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video.